Hello and welcome to another episode of Chasing Green Arrows. I have with me, as usual, my co-host Abrar Aziz. How are you doing, sir?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. So today we'll be doing predictions for the upcoming Premier League game week. We'll get cracking a lot of games this weekend from Saturday to Monday. So let's go with the first game. Watford versus Newcastle. Watford just above the relegation zone. Newcastle on a good run. What's your prediction for this game?
Watford need the points, right? Watford need the points more than Newcastle does. Newcastle's kind of secured their position. They're at 43. Like Watford is in the drop zone, so they're gonna really need the points. But I do think that this will be a draw. I think we'll go with like 1-1.
Going with 1-1.
I just feel like Watford needs a point, but I just think that Newcastle have enough in them to kind of keep the game at 1-1. That's my personal opinion. What about you?
Fair enough. I'll go 2-1 Watford just because they're in a desperate situation and they really need the points. I mean, even if they lose, I don't think they'll want to depend on the other teams, right? So they'll probably just want to win and get the points. So I'll go Watford 2-1 and you're going 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game. Norwich versus West Ham. Again, West Ham just above Watford. So they're also in the relegation zone, like around that area. So they'll want to win. Norwich is already last. I don't see them coming out of that. What's your prediction for this game?
I agree with you. I think they have 4 games left and they're 6 points behind. So I think Norwich is pretty confident that they're taking the drop. Mathematically not yet, but I think they will take the drop. So I think I'll give West Ham a victory in this one and kind of just create the margin between the other two teams. So I'm just going to go with a 2-1 West Ham victory.
2-1. I'm going 2-0 West Ham.
Okay, sounds good.
And then the champions at home to Burnley. I mean, we saw Liverpool a bit inconsistent after they won the Premier League, but I think it'll be comfortable. We saw in the last game Salah scoring, and they look in form. So, your predictions for this game?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is probably the most insignificant game of the game week. Almost every other game has some kind of significance, though, right? So this is probably going to be it's going to probably be a 3-1 Liverpool victory.
3-1. I'm going with 4-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I just think Liverpool's going to chill a little bit. And
I guess so.
Burnley, so
yeah. I guess so. I'm just looking at that golden boot race. So if Salah starts, I think he'll want to score as much as possible. So in that sense, I'm just going with the extra goal.
He's still a couple of goals behind even Aubameyang, who's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's gonna need like a couple of hat tricks.
Yeah, that's the only thing which is probably going to motivate them.
Yeah.
Next game is a big game. Sheffield, Chelsea. It's a big game for everybody. Like in that top 4 area, for United, for Leicester, for Chelsea, for everybody. Sheffield, they were in the race. I don't think they're not in that top 4 race right now. Mathematically, it's possible, but it doesn't look like they'll make it. But they'll want to at least secure a Europa League spot. So it'll be interesting. They're at home. Chelsea desperately need the win because United's right behind their backs. If they lose this game, then they potentially be outside the top 4. So your prediction for this game?
Yeah, I think Chelsea desperately need to win, but Sheffield's like 1 point ahead of Arsenal, so I want them to drop those points. So and it's at Sheffield, right? It's at Sheffield's home ground, so that's kind of I still think Chelsea will win this 2-1.
I want Sheffield to win this really badly, but I'll go with a 1-1 draw. I think Sheffield have it in them. At home, they beat Tottenham as well, right? Recently. I mean, they have it in them. I won't be surprised if they win either, but I'll just go for a 1-1 draw.
Right. Yeah.
Sheffield versus Chelsea.
I think that's fair. I think I see where you're coming from with that. It makes a lot of sense. A 1-1 draw would be an ideal result for. A Chelsea loss would be a more ideal for Leicester and United supporters, but I think Chelsea losing would be ideal, but a draw also looks good. So
yeah, because the goal difference, I think United are ahead of Chelsea. So even if they draw, then I think that helps.
That'd be a good game. Be worth watching.
The Sheffield, I think that's the game of the week
of tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of importance of the top 4. Next game, last game of Saturday, the late kickoff, Brighton versus Man City. Man City have been inconsistent, especially away from home. They've been poor, actually. They lost to Southampton recently. At home, they've been different, but very inconsistent since the lockdown period. So your prediction for this game?
Again, I think a slightly lesser, slightly insignificant game because I think City has kind of secured second position and Brighton's 15th, which is decently above the others. But I think City will roll through with this one. I think
Mope is gonna score, mate. Mope. You still have nightmares about that guy?
that's gonna be the one goal. I think I'm gonna give it 3-1.
Do you still have nightmares about Mope?
As an Arsenal fan, you have to get over some stuff.
I mean, yeah, I see City winning this as well, but Mope is my guy. 2-1 Brighton.
Oh wow!
2-1 Brighton. Just putting my neck out there,
Yeah, it's good to have some different.
Yeah,
do a review of how we do.
Yeah, and also I'm just trying to on the spot of City playing away from home. I'm just trying to play on that. I think it's been inconsistent, so you never know. But yeah, City are favorites to win this, but you never know. So
Brighton also loves to play at home. That's right.
Yeah, so so I'm just taking a risk there, but it's possible.
Yeah,
so moving on to the Sunday games. Wolves versus Everton. Again, Wolves, they're still there in the top 4 race. But I mean, Arsenal hampered that really badly last week. But also Europa League spot, it's going to be interesting. They'll want to win. They're playing Everton, who've played well. They've held Liverpool to a 0-0 draw after the lockdown as well. So your prediction for this game?
I'm going to go with a 2-1 Everton win.
2-1 Everton, away from home.
Away from home. I know it's a little bit of a tricky one, but this is kind of my sticking the neck out kind of game because I just don't know. I just saw I saw the Everton last game and I saw the Wolves last game. Both seemed a little bit backed up a little bit, So
Wolves lost to Sheffield and Arsenal, right, in a row.
I think so. I think Wolves kind of dropped the heat on that one. So I think they're kind of dealing with something going on over there. So that's why I'm just going to go with the Everton winning, and also kind of there's a little bit of Arsenal bias to kind of finish over them also there, I think. But
definitely. I would go with the opposite, 2-1 Wolves win, just because they've lost their last 2 games, and I think they'll need to, they'll want to win this desperately. I think there'll be more hunger in their side of things. But Everton have been in good form. So, it'll be a tight game, I think.
Right.
And the next game, Villa versus Palace. Villa again, they're in the relegation zone in their 19th place. It looks difficult for them to come out, but they need 3 points. They need to basically win every game. So
they need to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts for this game?
Yeah, I think Villa needs it a lot, and I think from what little I saw, if we look at the first, let's say, 30 minutes of the game they play against United, they were looking really promising before that penalty kind of changed things around. So if they take some positives out of that, they can go ahead and win this one. So I'd just say 2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa. I would go with I'll go 2-1 Villa as well. I think I see it might be a draw, but I think they need a win and they'll probably push it till the end. So it could be a Villa victory there. The big game, the North London derby. This used to be one of my favorite games to watch. I mean, up until now, it's been there's been some exciting games, especially in the last few years. I think 2010 post, there have been some crazy games. So your prediction for this, Tottenham out of form, Arsenal inconsistent. Your prediction, I know what you're going to say, but still, what's your prediction?
I am an Arsenal fan. I'm going to go with an Arsenal victory, but just to put just to have a rational behind this, right? I just feel that the game will be very cagey.
Extremely,
I think Tottenham will come out because you know how Mourinho sets his teams up. Usually for big games, right? It's not gonna be a belter of like a 4-3 victory or something like that. It's not gonna happen. So in my opinion, even though it'll be cagey, I think Arsenal will find a way to score 2 goals and they will give 1 away. So I think it's gonna be a 2-1 Arsenal victory.
2-1 Arsenal. I honestly, I think Tottenham are in worse form than Arsenal. They're playing they're playing poorly. Arsenal playing better. But I think Mourinho, man, these kind of games, these are the games he likes. Even when he was in United, when United were in poor form, he would look up the big games and just try to get a point or 2 out of it, a couple of points here and there, in big games. Yeah. But I think for this game, I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Just because it's Mourinho, they're in poor form, they're not playing well. They should have spanked Bournemouth, but they drew. But I mean, he has that thing especially against Arsenal. So I would, but I'm backing Arsenal to win this, but I just go with 1-1 just because Mourinho's tactics.
No, I agree with you. I see where you're coming from there. I told you, he's going to set his team up to just kind of.
And it's not going to look pretty. Like even if they get a point, it's gonna be Arsenal attacking the whole time, and maybe a couple of posts, a bit of luck here and there, and they'll get a point. That if they do, I'm saying that's how it's going to be. It's not going to be a clinical 1-1. Both sides having chances. I think Arsenal's going to dominate the game, but Tottenham might get a point. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm just, as an Arsenal fan, I just have to go with 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, of course. And that's likely as well. That could happen. Bournemouth versus Leicester.
This is a big game, in my opinion. I think this is a very, very big game because both have a lot going on in this game in very different zones. Leicester needs to win to keep the top 4 going. Bournemouth needs to win too because they are right now at 18th and they're 3 points behind Watford. So for them, the victory is very, very important.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is a hard one. I've been thinking about this, but this is a hard one, right? This is...
because Bournemouth are on 18th place. They need a win to get out of that, and Leicester need to stay up top 4.
Yeah. It's going to be a goal fest.
Goal fest, huh?
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be a goal fest. I'm going to go 3-3.
3-3.
Yeah. This is a very bold prediction. I think this is going to be both of them going for it, and there are going to be spaces opening up. I think there's going to be goals in this game.
Yeah, I agree, and also that's how Bournemouth plays, right? The manager never gets them defensive. Even if they're playing against United, they got 2 goals there in Old Trafford. They conceded 5, which is another thing, but it just shows that they always go for the goals. They don't sit back. It doesn't matter who the opposition is or what. Like you're in the relegation or zone or not, it doesn't matter. He has one way of playing, and that's how he's going to play. So I see goals in this game as well, and I'd probably go with I need a Bournemouth win, so I'd go 3-2 Bournemouth.
Yeah. Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. It's going to be a very important game, like you said, that one as well. But and I think last game will be on a Monday. United versus Southampton. United in red hot form. Your prediction for this game?
Yeah, I think United have been, like you said, red hot form, right? And Southampton have the confidence of beating City, but they've been a little inconsistent. They've done some decent things, but they've also lost a couple of games. So I just think that United's momentum is going to take them through. They're just going to be really strong, and I think I'm going to go with the 3-1 United win.
Could you see a bad game around the corner for United?
It is. It's definitely around the corner.
Potential banana skin, Southampton.
Yeah. No, I still think that they'll win this one. They'll get it really tight. But if anything, they'll probably maybe the last 1 or 2 games when the nerves will really start to kick in, when they know that, okay, if they get the 3 points, that's when, I see a slip up happen. I still think that 3 or 4 games still left. There's enough to kind of, and the form that they're in, right? Bruno's going to take them through, I think, again. Yeah. I think Rashford, it's just the forms, the momentum of the past few games is going to take them through.
Yeah, and knowing that they have Leicester in the last game of the season, they'll want.
That's going to be the important game. I think
they won't want to slip until then, at least. Yeah. And you said 3-1 United?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with 2-0 United, I think. They've been in good goal scoring form. And defensively, there have been errors here and there, but I think they'll get it covered. They'll want to get the 3 points. I think at Old Trafford, it should be a comfortable win. But let's see how it goes. I'm not sure how it's going to go. But with considering the form and everything, United 2-0.
It's like a plan. Nice.
So I think we've covered all the games. It's going to be an exciting game week, a lot of fun, and the game to watch out for you.
So the North London derby is always an important one, but I really want to see how the 2 games, right? One is Bournemouth and Leicester, and the second one is Sheffield and Chelsea. Apart from, of course, the North London derby.
Yeah, perfect. I think these are everyone's going to have an eye on those games as well. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me, and we will meet again soon. Enjoy the game week, and hopefully some exciting games, a lot of goals. Take care and have a good night.
You as well. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.